Hello and thank you for joining me. My name's David Ferretian. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist and NLP practitioner here in the northwest of England. Now, in the video testimonial you're about to watch, you will be introduced to a lady by the name of Angela. Angela came to see me about 5 years ago, struggling with weight loss. And she tried all the usual routes for losing weight, including diets, dieting pills, and had tried all the usual commercial systems, but with little success. When she began to try hypnotherapy, she started with a skeptical but an open-minded attitude. And as you'll see in the video, she talks about how her experience led her to losing over 3 stone and for sustaining that loss for at least 3 years. For various reasons, Angela came back for a second course of gastric band hypnotherapy and was able to get back to where she wanted to be quickly and is still losing weight at the time of recording this video. Hopefully, as she speaks through her experiences, she will answer some of the questions which you may have in your mind if you're considering the process yourself. If any of the information does resonate with you and you would like to know more about gastric band hypnotherapy and what it might be able to do for you, then there is information available throughout the video and at the end of the video, which will give you an opportunity to contact me directly for your free consultation. Anyway, I hope you enjoy watching the interview, and if I can answer any questions, then please feel free to contact me. Thank you. Okay, so I'm joined today by Angela. Angela, thank you very much for being here today. And we're going to be talking today about gastric band hypnosis. And you've gone through the process now a couple of times, haven't you? Yeah. Up until the point where you decided to engage with the process, what exactly had been your experience with weight loss? Had you been struggling with your weight?
Yes.
Okay.
Struggling with finding motivation. Struggling with emotional eating and just general lethargy. Really.
When you say emotional eating, what do you mean by that exactly?
I'd use food as a comfort. I would use it when I was stressed to help me feel better. I'd eat things like crisps and chocolates. Yeah. My main comfort food was pasta. Yeah. And pastry. And a lot high carb, high fat, you know, like quick releasing sugars.
Right. Okay. And what was the reason why you decided in the first place to even try losing weight? I mean, what do you feel weight takes away from your life?
It takes away. It saps me of energy. It takes away my confidence, and it takes away. I feel less empowered. I feel that the weight, I become this, I stop being Angela and I'm just this big weight that, you know, walks around, and I feel like I lose a part of my identity. And
do you feel that people judge other people who are overweight? Is that your experience?
Yes, they do, yeah.
In what way?
People look at you differently. They don't give you the time of day if you're overweight. Really? I think first impressions of people who are overweight is that, you know, they don't look after themselves and they're not as hard-working as somebody who is...
And it's not necessarily fair, is it? No. I mean, you can make a value judgment about a person just based on their size, but it does tend to, I guess, prejudice you in certain situations in life because of that.
Yeah, yeah. If you go for a job interview, I think when they look at you, your weight, I do think has an impact. Yeah, I really do.
Yeah. So, what have you tried up until you came to the process? Before that, what did you try to lose weight?
I tried diet pills. I tried diets. You know, fad diets like soup only diet, cabbage diet, slim fast diet.
Weight Watchers at all? Did you go through that process?
Yeah, went through Weight Watchers, Slimming World, all the fads that you see on the telly. And like I say, I had tried tablets, but they were just, well, they weren't right at all.
Yeah. And what was your experience overall with these methods?
a quick result.
Yeah.
So if it worked, it was a quick result, but it was a quick fix. It wasn't dealing with my personal battle with food. It was just dealing with the weight that I had. So as soon as you stop and you start to resume to eat normally, what you class as normally, I've just put it back on because you're not eating what you define yourself as a normal diet every day healthy living. Really.
Yeah. So it's like almost you get sucked into that idea that you starve yourself, and that's got to lead to weight loss.
Yeah.
Whereas, so you do lose that weight, but then you put the weight back on again. Has that been your experience?
Yeah.
And you go back to square one, and even a little bit more than you.
Yeah. But you kind of, your drive to lose weight becomes a little bit less as well, because you're just like, for goodness sake, it's, I've put it back on.
Same vicious cycle.
Yeah. What's the point? Sack it. I'll just carry on how I'm going.
So would it be reasonable to say that you had yo-yo dieted? And if you understand that concept, what would it have, how many times do you think you would have done that?
Oh, countless.
Countless.
Yeah.
From an early age, or how old were you when you would have started this?
From probably about 21.
Right.
When, because from 18 I was quite active and everything, and then at the age of 21, it sort of crept up on me as such, and then the yo-yo dieting and everything started from there.
Yeah. So I guess with all those methods explored, you turned to alternatives, and you came to hypnosis and hypnotherapy. Had you heard about hypnosis or hypnotherapy before?
I had heard about it. And I was intrigued, so that's why I came to. I found out through a family found out through a friend about this hypnosis. So I thought, well, why not?
Yeah. So I mean, when you thought the first time you heard about that word hypnosis, though, what kinds of preconceptions did it conjure up in your head?
Being on stage, acting like a chicken.
So the usual stage show type preconceptions, what you'd seen on TV and that kind of thing. Yeah. Okay. And so your honest expectation, even before you'd come to the session, would you say that it was quite sceptical? Yeah,
it was. I mean, because I am open-minded and I'm open to things, but I did think I'd be very surprised if this does work.
Why was that? Why did you have that doubt? What was it really based around? Because you just thought it was a show.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've never, I didn't know anything about it. I've never looked into it. It's not something I've ever come across before.
Right.
And because I've failed so many times before.
Yeah. You thought this is just going to be yet another one of those things. Yeah. Okay. So when you came to your first session, were you nervous?
Very.
Explain that to people who might, be thinking about this. And
well, the anticipation, didn't know what to expect, didn't know who to expect, didn't know what I was going. I didn't know how, if I was going to be put under. Would I come out of it? It was. It was quite scary.
It was the unknown.
It was, yeah.
It was the unknown. And so hopefully those fears were allayed, put to one side as soon as the session started. Can you say exactly how you felt through the session?
I felt, the first time, I felt a lot of, it's hard to describe, a lot of energy racing through me as such that I'd never really felt before. It is difficult to describe. It was very therapeutic, and it was quite calming, and it was like a different sensation to that, something I've never felt before. And it was It was very nice. It was very nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did those nerves, quickly disappear?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Yeah. And you had a feeling that what you were doing was going to involve, a little bit of a commitment, and it was going to involve you doing certain things in a certain order.
Yeah.
How many sessions did you have in total the first time round?
The first time round, it was just the one.
Right. Right, and you lost weight after that one session. Yeah. Can you just give us some idea of how much you lost the first time?
4 stone.
4 stone. And you managed to lose that for a significant amount of time?
Yeah.
How long was that for?
That was for about 3.5 years.
3.5 years?
Yeah.
Right. And what did you find during that 3.5 years? Was there ever that draw to go back to diets? Did you feel that your world had changed? How did your life improve at that point?
It was remarkable. My whole outlook on food changed. I didn't need to diet at all. It wasn't a case of dieting. It was a change of lifestyle. I felt empowered, very, very empowered, that I could control what I was taking in. I was motivated to go and take regular exercise. And I felt like I was given this new lease of life. It was brilliant.
Well, that's great. And in terms of you initially mentioned that you've been struggling with your eating for comfort. How did that change for you?
I was able to manage my stress better without. Well, I was able to manage it without using food as my comfort. It was about looking at what was causing me to feel the way I was feeling and dealing with it rather than trying to swallow it with food. Right.
So, and did you find that in some sense your perception of those foods changed?
Absolutely.
Can you explain that to people a little bit?
The food wasn't my answer. The food was not my. It wasn't my teddy bear as such. It was really just. It was just food. It wasn't the way. It wasn't the right way to make me feel better. It wasn't giving me really what I thought it was giving me at the time.
Right. So that whole attitude changed because of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
And you think that for most people that this would be quite a hard thing to do, or does it seem quite easy to do?
What, naturally after the session?
Yeah.
Oh, it was just natural.
It was just a natural process.
It was like I'd been like that my whole life. It's bizarre because you just think, well, this is it. It's just so simple.
Yeah.
Just so simple.
Great. And did you find during the sessions what was involved with the sessions themselves? I mean, did you just lie back and listen to plinky plonky music and get spoken to?
No.
Or was there more to it?
There was more to it. You had to think about things, and you had to picture a lot of things and use your imagination, and put things in place.
Did you feel you were out of control at any point?
No.
Because a lot of people have this preconception with hypnosis that for some reason you're going to be under the hypnotist's spell, you're going to be put under. That's a phrase that gets used a lot. Yeah. Was it like that?
Not at all. Not at all. I was constantly aware of what was going on, and I was also aware that I could, get up and walk out at any time I wanted.
Great.
So it does give you a boost, and it gives you the tools that you need.
Right.
But you have to use them. You have to practice them.
Right.
And you have to be consistent with them, which is what I've realised this time round.
Okay. So the second time round, what exactly were the sessions like? Were they all the same?
No.
No?
No.
Again, how did that differ to your first experience?
Well, it was 3 sessions, and not just the one. And we delved deeper into emotional eating, into portions, into how I ate, into the feelings that you have whilst you're eating.
Mm. And so did it evolve one session after another? Did it sort of build, or how did it? Yeah.
It was 3 sessions over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And in each session, you built this package, if you will, that you take with you.
Yeah.
To go and use.
Right.
In everyday life. I'm
right.
still losing weight now.
Still losing weight.
Yeah.
Right.
But this time it's different because I'm practicing the techniques a lot more and becoming more aware of myself than what I ever have been before.
Yeah.
So therefore I'm aware of what I'm feeling, when I'm feeling it, how I'm dealing with it, and it's like a whole new take on my relationship with food.
Okay, very interesting. And when you talk about, I mean, because this is obviously about the gastric band itself.
Yeah.
What was your experience with the gastric band itself? I mean, that was session 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And how did you find that in terms of how it led to eating less or not being as hungry?
Incredibly powerful. Incredibly powerful. Just it was almost like an immediate thought that would come into your head and go, right, I'm full, had enough, I don't need it to eat anymore.
So has that led to a change in lifestyle for you? And do you find yourself now with smaller portion sizes? Or?
I don't eat half as much as what I used to. I only eat when I'm feeling hungry. I drink more water, which I found, I'm actually, because you kind of tap into what you're actually feeling rather than what you're tapping into what you need rather than what you think you need at the time. Right.
So now that you're not needing the food as much in your life and you're not living literally to eat anymore, how have you now, because a part of the system is about replacing those unwanted habits with different habits.
Yes.
And so what's different in your life now?
Exercise.
You are exercising?
I am exercising.
Okay.
I'm not hammering the gym 4 times a week though.
No.
I'm doing it, because the shifts patterns that I work, it's not always, I'm not always able to, but I find it therapeutic to go. I like to go. I want to go when I can.
And that's very interesting, isn't it? Because a lot of people would say that part of the dieting myth, I guess, is that you eat less and you exercise more. But in the past, you probably exercised, and but you hadn't changed that mindset.
No.
So, can you comment on that? How did it defeat that purpose?
Well, I mean, the first time I started doing spinning classes, and the first time the weight it dropped off. I was a lot younger, but I was going to the gym 4 times a week. I was really, really pressing on, the weight and the food, and it was brilliant. But however, when I stopped going to the gym, obviously your body, you need to maintain that sort of level of activity to keep that weight. So that, in conjunction with getting back into bad habits, that's how I ended up gaining the weight that I did.
So really, if anybody was asking you, do you think this is a sustainable program for weight loss? Well, you've already mentioned it was 3 years for the first one. What would you say to them now?
Definitely. It helps you to kind of find the right balance for you.
Right. Yeah.
It's not about, I can go to the gym now, because before I had my second sessions, my confidence, because I gained my weight again, I didn't have the confidence to go into the gym.
Right.
And now that I have, and now that I am losing it, I don't feel the need, I must go to the gym because I have eaten this, and I must, it's just about, right, if I can get there, I can. and it's a nice feeling. Yeah.
So, and do you think there is a certain mindset you need for this kind of therapy?
Yeah, you need to go in with an open mind. You need to go in with it with an open mind. If you come in with a very negative attitude,
yeah,
this isn't going to work for me, then the likelihood is you're going to come out and it isn't. So you need to go in with an open mind.
Right. Okay. Well, all that remains for me to say is thank you very much indeed for doing this interview, and I hope that you continue to make progress, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you.